Owner Real Estate in Woodinville, Washington, joined by Dan Mellis with Nexa Mortgage. I believe they're the biggest lender in the country, and he has amazing lending programs for you guys. Has all the details on anything that you'd like to get a loan on. He's pretty much your man. So anyway, hey, Dan, how you doing today?
Very good, Kat. We've got a special on barn dominiums this week. So if you have any barn dominiums.
You have a special?
Yes, we have a special on barn dominiums this week.
Oh, my goodness. Okay. Wow. You heard it here first, folks.
I didn't even know what a barn dominium was before I joined Nexa. Never heard of it in my life.
Isn't a barn dominium like a pole building?
It's a barn conversion.
A barn conversion. Can it be a pole building?
Can it be a what?
A pole building?
A pole building? Yeah. I'm not sure about that, but it's something that is very popular apparently in Texas. So they make
barn dominiums.
Yes, they take these really nice barns and they trick them out and then they convert them to a condominium. I had no idea.
The first house I put an offer on up here in this area in 1997 was a barn with a 2-bedroom, 1-bath unit on the ground floor. And that's no joke, guys. And then upstairs was this amazing, like 1,200 square feet, vaulted ceiling, just wood floor, raw wood floor, right? But on the main floor was this 2-bedroom, 1-bath, essentially a condo, right? And so it was at the end of a street on multi-million-dollar homes. And this barn dominium, which I didn't know that's what that was called, was relatively inexpensive. I want to say it was like $265 or something like that. And it was really inexpensive. I put in a full price offer and they turned me down. They said, oh, geez, we're just kidding. We changed our minds. That happened. The second house I wanted to put an offer on already had an offer on it. So anyway, that's back in 1997. That's so long ago, we can't even remember.
That's right. Well, with that as our introduction, I'll tell you what. Let's go over to. You've got a listing that is a really cool listing down in Auburn, right?
I do.
And let's go over to it real quick. I'll share our screen so we can take a look at this video. Okay. And
so you guys on TikTok aren't going to be able to see it, but Facebook and YouTube will be able to see the screen.
There we go. Here we go.
He's going to play my video.
Your riverfront oasis awaits in Auburn, right there on the Green River. Oh, look at that. You've caught a fish.
Oh, it's weird. The audio isn't working, huh? We're waiting for the audio to work on my video. Oh, it didn't. That's okay. Technical difficulties. Anyway, let me tell you about my new listing in Auburn, Washington. It's listed for $712,000. It's located on the banks of the Green River. It's also along the dike. So in Auburn there, so that at the current time, there's no flood insurance required. It is outside the 100 to 500 year floodplain. And it's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath with one of the bedrooms on the main floor, along with a bedroom. It's also got a 10 by 20 foot brand new deck off the back of the house there, which faces the river, and it's completely private to that river. So across the river is just trees. So it's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful setting. Bald eagles nest across the river there. You can fish from your own stairs that lead down to the Green River, and those are private. So you own the water all the way to the river. It's 1,910 square feet. It has hardwood floors that were just refinished on the main floor. It's got brand new carpet, new paint on the walls and ceiling. And they put in a brand new backyard. It's got a fully fenced backyard, room for RV parking, lots of parking in the driveway, probably 4 to 6 cars at least, as well as a boat or an RV. It's in a lovely location, along in a neighborhood that's built along the Green River there. So anyway, having an open house this weekend from 12:30 to 3:30 on October 5th, Saturday. And so be sure and stop by, and we'll have snacks and water. So come check it out.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, so $712,000, quite a bit less than most homes on the river sell for down there. So, and it's been fully remodeled, so it's an amazing property.
Well, it's a prime location, gorgeous property, beautiful house.
It is. It's actually located near JBLM, Joint Base Fort Lewis McChord Air Force bases. You know, it's you know, if you're PCSing to this area, check it out. It's an affordable home on the river in Auburn.
Oh, that's cool.
So, yeah. So anyway, it's, you know, there's sidewalks, there's Dijkstra, and Isaac, Isaac, what's the last Isaac something park. Anyway, it's near Dijkstra Park, community park there. You can actually get down to the river from one of the two parks there. There's a footbridge that crosses the Green River and takes you to Isaac Newton. I think it's Isaac Newton Park on the other side of the river. So kind of a neat location. You could totally float the river from your own backyard. You can fish for salmon. So it's a neat house. It's really a cool property. So anyway, just wanted to talk about that for a second. It's one of my listings that I've got currently on the market. I've got another one on the market in Silver Firs. We do have an offer on that one. We will see if that gets under contract. We're hoping, fingers crossed, that we're mutual tonight. If not, we'll see how the showings went today. So I think we're finally at the right price for the season. It's really tough to price in the fall, as you might imagine. Things get a little squishy towards mid to late summer, especially this year. And if you didn't sell in the first week, you might wind up on the market for 2 months. Anyway, that happens to me this year. So anyway, so we'll see what happens on that one. They've come down 21,000 is what they've done. They've dropped price 21,000.
It's a funny thing.
It was priced originally down at 650. So really nice unit townhome with a garage, an attached garage. So kind of a neat situation. It also backs a green belt. So I've been really lucky with my listings this year. They are almost always private. They almost always back some kind of a green belt.
Cool.
So
cool.
Yeah.
That works out great. Oh gosh, I think we've shown that house on the show before. It's a beauty. It's a townhouse.
It is. It's a cutie patootie. It's a 2-story. So it's a beautiful gray color with white trim, and the wife really likes the yellow brick road. What's it called? The Wizard of Oz. So she really wanted yellow front doors. So there's a pair of front doors that are painted bright yellow, and it's actually really attractive.
Oh, cool.
So,
cool. Well,
hi, guys.
I know now I've got the video queued up for the Windermere Ready program, but we may run into the problem with it being mute. Did you want to just talk over the video if that happens?
Sure. Yeah. Why don't you try it and let's see if it mutes.
We'll give it a try. I'm sorry.
Let's just try it. I mean, I thought the video turned out pretty nicely, but if it doesn't do it, then I will talk over it.
Okay. Ready?
So you guys Okay. Yeah, there's no sound. Huh. Well, next time. Anyway, so the Windermere Ready program in a snapshot, you don't have to have any income, and it requires no money up front. So all it requires is you own your own home, and this money is meant to help sellers get their homes prepared for the market. So if you're in the market to if you're wanting to list your home in the next 6 months, 2 to 6 months, then you might check out the Windermere Ready program. It allows you to tap into equity for a 2% upfront fee or a 2% origination fee, as well as a 12 to 18% carrying fee for the loan amount. So that's based on your credit score. They do not pull. I got to do something on Here we go. Oops, I don't know what happened here. I don't know. It showed that I
Well,
was supposed to post some. TikTok and their little things to show that you're alive. You're not just leaving your phone
yes.
off in the wilderness by itself somewhere and take it up live time. But anyway, you don't have to have income. It's based strictly on the equity in your home. So you can get a loan up to the 75% loan to value for your home. So if you've got more than 25% equity, you're going to be eligible for a certain amount. You can borrow up to $100,000 to help get your home prepared for the market if you have that much equity. They give you 2 months to get on the market, and you need to list with a Windermere broker because this is a Windermere program. And when you first apply, the Windermere broker will provide a fair market valuation for your property and preliminary title. And the seller will need to provide their driver's license as well as make application. And the application is super simple, guys. Couple pages, really basic information. Want to know what's owed on the property, just some basic information. So really simple. My clients recently got approved the same day we applied, and they had the money in their bank account the following Friday. And so, and then if you don't have enough money, if you didn't ask for enough the first time and you realize that you're going to be a little bit short, you can go back in and you can ask for a little bit more later in the process. And it'll take about 10 days to fund. But when the Windermere Ready program is an amazing program that allows sellers to get their home prepared properly for the marketplace if you have any amount of equity at all, really. So it's a fantastic program. Yeah, it's fantastic, and it's very fast. I mean, you can basically get contractors working on your house after you've been approved, right? And then you'll have payment for them within 10 days. So
wow,
that's
neat. Awesome.
Neato Bandito. And I don't know why, but my computer hasn't crashed yet, Dan. How about that?
we're living on a prayer.
We're on
right
the
now.
edge today, guys. Geek Squad is going to have my computer tomorrow. I can't keep.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's talk stats. You want to start with King, Snohomish, Pierce? Where do you want to start?
Is it 5 o'clock somewhere? Oh, I shouldn't have asked that question yet. Is that after the show, Dan?
That's after the show, but that's okay. It could be during.
Okay. Hi, guys. Sorry. Okay. King County, 1.5 months supply of inventory. I'm going to report on a bunch of different stuff today because there's a lot of fascinating information. So King County, year over year, September 2023 to September 2024, has had an average of 11% appreciation. So I think that's worth noting. Okay.
That's pretty good.
There's also 27% more homes currently on the market in September of this year versus September of last year. So 27% more. That's a lot more houses for sale. Yeah. So buyers have lots of choices right now. They really do.
Well, it isn't, you know what, just judging the market right now, it just feels like a really good time for buyers who may have been on the sidelines in the spring and into the summer to start taking a look, because with rates down,
lower interest rates, sellers reducing price. There's more sellers reducing price right now than we've seen all year so far. I'm pretty sure it's the highest numbers of the year so far that are reducing price. I think it was over 300. I don't have it written down right here, but I think it was over 300 for King County. Yeah. So when you make that relative to the number of homes that came on the market, so there were 334 listed, but there were 307 price reductions. That's incredible. You don't normally see that. Usually the number of price reductions is quite a bit less than the number of new listings coming on the market. Lots of deals out there, buyers. Lots of potential deals. So I'm not saying all of the price reductions are good deals, but some of them will be good deals. Jump on it. Get out there now while you still have choices, because the inventory is going to get chewed up, and it's getting chewed up, as evidenced by 1.5 months supply of inventory in King County. That was 1.8. To be clear, and that was just a couple weeks ago. So the inventory is starting to get chewed up, and it's not just in King County, it's across the board for the most part. Okay, So 42% of sellers set offer review date in King County. I wish this light wasn't putting that stripe on my eye. If I can get it over here. Maybe that's a little better. Let's see. So here's another new data point. I'd like to talk about the number of showings that were done in September. It's 8.7 per listing in September this year. That's not a lot of showings, guys. King County, that's an average. 8.7 showings per listing for the entire month of September. That's not per week. That's for the entire month of September. So we're going to report on that for all the counties today. 42% of sellers got under contract within the first 7 days on the market if they listed their home between September 15th and September 21st. 44% of sellers got under contract within the first 14 days on the market if they listed their home between September 1st and September 14th. Now, the deal with that data is that's 2 to 4 weeks old, and the market hadn't quite picked up yet. I'm anticipating that 2-week data is going to start to jump up as we report on the last 2 weeks, because I believe the last 2 weeks has been quite a bit more buyer active than the previous 2 weeks, right, Dan? When you say that's a fact that you've been getting more applications in the last 2 weeks?
Yeah, it's definitely you could see the pickup. Yes.
I gotta ask him a question once in a while, just because I gotta make sure he's not sleeping.
Yes,
that was a delayed reaction.
Well, the nap is for after our live stream, not before.
How was your nap right before our live, Dan?
It was very restful.
I tell you, I delayed this whole thing get started today because my computer kept crashing on me. And then I couldn't get it to find my camera or my speaker, and we were just about to give up, and I hadn't put my face on or gotten my shirt on for camera, or anything anyway. Dan went and took a nap, just saying. That's how long I took. Don't blame him a bit. Okay. So let's talk about Snohomish County.
Let's talk Snohomish, yes.
So Snohomish County, 34% of sellers got under contract within the first 7 days on the market if they listed their home between September 15th and September 21st. 46% of sellers in Snohomish County got under contract within the first 14 days on the market if they listed their home between September 1st and September 14th. 31% of sellers got set offer review dates. There were 7.4 showings in September per listing per month in Snohomish County. So only 7.4 per listing for the month of September. There's a 26% increase in the number of homes on the market in Snohomish County in September of this year versus last year.
There's 27 in King and 26 in Snohomish, almost the same.
That's right. Yep. It's very, very similar. Yep. And the average sales price, September 2023 to September 2024 month, year over year there, it has increased an average of 7% in Snohomish County.
Oh, that's good.
And Snohomish County is down to 1.4 months supply of inventory. Again, inventory is starting to be chewed up. So 24% of sellers got under contract within the first 7 days on the market in Pierce County if they listed their home between September 15th and September 21st. 42% of sellers in Pierce County got under contract within the first 14 days on the market if they listed their home between September 1st and September 14th. 19% of sellers in Pierce County did set offer review dates. And in Pierce County, only 5.3 average showings in the month of September per listing. That makes getting a home sold in Pierce County very, very, very dicey. If you don't get sold that first week or two, you could be sitting on the market for quite a while.
Wow. And how much were we in King County?
So in King County, it was 8.7. So almost 9 showings per listing in September. And you have to remember, that's an average across that whole county. It's a big county. We've got Seattle in there, which the numbers are a little lower. And then you've got the east side, and those numbers are probably a little higher towards Redmond, Bellevue, Kirkland areas. And then you get the south end down towards Auburn, and they slow down dramatically. As a matter of fact, Auburn only has an average of 4 showings per listing for the month of September. So that's fairly devastating. for any listings that came on the market. I think I had 3 mine. And I wasn't on the market the first week, to be fair. But I mean, we're only doing the average here, and it's riverfront, so that's pretty bad.
Yeah, yeah.
It makes it pretty tough to sell it. You got to get people in there. So, and then in Pierce County, so this is part of the struggle with Pierce County, is they had 48% more homes on the market this year in September than last year. So
wow, that's a big pickup.
And that would partly explain their MSI, their month supply of inventory, is at 1.8 months.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Pierce County has.
One thing I've noticed is almost all year. I'm sorry, my apologies, but it does seem like Pierce has kind of lagged behind as far as appreciation is concerned, both Snohomish and King. Maybe it's because of the greater inventory coming on.
That's right. They've only seen 3% appreciation between September of 2023 and September 2024. So only 3% appreciation between that. Yeah, those two, 12 months apart there. So Mason County, 17% of sellers got under contract within the first 7 days on the market if they listed their home between September 15th and September 21st. And 53% of sellers in Mason County got under contract within the first 14 days on the market if they listed their home between September 1st and September 14th. That's a big number for Mason County.
Yeah.
So Mason County's got a struggle. Only 2.5 showings per listing in the month of September. Devastating number. 2.5 showings per listing in the month of September in Mason County.
Wow.
And they also have 27% more listings on the market this year than they did last year in September. And their data is down. They actually show a bit of a 2% less average sales price this year than last year. And that could be partly due to the inventory. It also could be due just to the not that many sales occur each month in Mason County. So the data gets very skewed by 1 or 2 sales. So that's not really a very credible number. So, all right. Skagit County, 23% of sellers got under contract within the first 7 days on the market if they list their home between September 15th and September 21st. 36% of sellers got under contract within the first 14 days on the market in Skagit County if they listed their home between September 1st and September 14th. 27% of sellers set offer review dates. And Skagit County only had 4.3 showings per listing in September this year. So only 4.3 showings per listing in September. That's for the entire month. That's not per week. So that's an average of 1 per week. That's a scary number. That's a scary number. So
what was Snohomish again? That was a little bit higher, right?
Snohomish is 7.4.
7.4, and then what was Pierce?
A tad higher. And King was 8.7. Pierce is 5.3. Mason was only 2.5, and Skagit's 4.3.
Okay.
So, and month supply of inventory for Skagit County is 2.2. So it's creeping up there a little bit. The data shows that they've gone up 11% September over September, but I think the data pool is just not large enough in Skagit County either. I think that can get pretty skewed pretty quickly. I don't think it's actually truly 11%. We'd have to take a look at year over year. I think, much wider swath, maybe 3 months, a 3-month period instead of just 1. Let's see. And then Kitsap County. 42% of sellers in Kitsap County got under contract within the first 7 days on the market if they listed their home between September 15th and September 21st. 41% of sellers got under contract within the first 14 days on the market if they listed their home between September 1st and September 14th. And that's because that's 2 weeks back, and we figured that 2 to 4 weeks ago was not quite as strong a market as we're having right now, which is why the more recent data indicates that 42% of sellers got under contract within the first 7 days on the market. So I think we're going to see that 2-week data strengthen over the next 2 weeks. And then we've got 19% of sellers set offer review dates in Kitsap County. They only had 5.6 showings on average per month per listing, or I'm sorry, 5.6 showings per listing for the month of September, and that's for the entire month, not just for the week or weekly. So it makes it, again, it makes getting a listing sold very tough when you're not getting that many showings. You really wind up relying on that first week or two, and you just fingers crossed your price right, and you're really ready for the market. So homes for sale in Kitsap County, they're only up 9% from last year. So not dramatic.
But solid.
Yeah.
Solid.
Yeah. I think because they had so much influx of people over the last 3 years due to COVID that, their market just wasn't impacted as much by COVID. I think they might have even come up a little bit more in price during those years. And I think it might just be relaxing a little bit now as some people are pulled back to the city. So I think that's why we're not necessarily seeing their pricing go up last year to this year. I think there's probably a little bit of a correction going on there.
Yeah.
Even though they've got a really strong market, they're neck and neck with King and Snohomish a lot of the time this year. So in Kitsap County, only 1.6 months supply of inventory. So they're in pretty good shape. So that inventory will get snapped up fairly quickly. I mean, Kitsap's only got 415 homes on the market. It won't take long for that to get to dwindle. The number of homes coming on the market are less and less every week at this point. They should be. So, but there you have it. That's the stats, Dan. It's not as cold as I thought it was going to be out here, but it is a little chilly.
Well, I'll tell you what, we got it in before things crashed.
Yeah, good. How about that, right?
And I'll just add something real quick before things crash.
Yeah.
Because tomorrow we've got the employment report coming in tomorrow, and what's one thing that's interesting is in the last 3 weeks since the middle of September, we've seen the mortgage rates and the bond yields rise a little bit, right? We were down around 360 on the 10-year. I think today we closed at 385 to 387. I'll double check it, but it was in that range last I checked. The reason I mention all that is that, we had a private conversation, just talking off the cuff here last week. Yeah. And I was mentioning I was a little worried about the employment report. I was mentioning it might come in a little hotter than I thought it would. And I think where we're at right now is that has probably largely been priced into the market at this point, I hope. But I think hopefully we're getting close to the end of this rally back up higher in rates, which isn't surprising given how far we've come. And, we'll see. Tomorrow's employment report is going to be really important. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish I had. Yes. Well, you can get it.
No, I mean, I look forward to hearing your take on all this stuff because I don't pay that close attention.
Well, here's what
I need Dan's interpretation, you guys. I invited Amanda to join us, but I think she might have gone off air already. She kind of looks like she requested a couple times, and then I finally saw it, and then I sent her an invite. But I'll try it one more time and see if it works. I think it's invitation sent. So I thought it'd be fun if she came on for a second. We could chat.
Yeah, that would be cool. That'd be very cool.
Sorry, Amanda. I meant to get you before you left.
God.
But this was good, Dan. Thank you for taking the time. You always take the time to do these with me, and I appreciate it. Hopefully people are finding this information valuable or at least, somewhat entertaining to a degree.
Well, you brought the fire this week, man. The number of showings per home. That's important.
Yeah,
you can't get that anywhere else.
Listen, the number of showings is very important. And if sellers and listing agents aren't aware of how scant they are right now, they should be. You should be very, very scared if you get 5 showings over the weekend in Snohomish County, the first weekend you're on the market, and then you don't get an offer, right? Then at that point, you may get 1 showing a week. You may get less than that because the average is only 7.4 for September, and that may be less for October. It
So
could be
that
because interest rates are down and we're seeing a little pickup in buyer activity. That could be that showings will increase in October, but there's just no guarantee this time of year.
right.
So, but listing agents need to be very, very aware. I've got clients who want to go on the market the 1st of November, and I got to tell you, I'm going to show them the January data, and we'll make a decision from there. But they're Snohomish County, and I don't think they're getting more than about 6 showings when I looked at that type of data, because I pulled that for them. As a matter of fact, let me just tell you, I pulled a 10-mile radius, everybody on over a half acre because they're on an acre and a half. And I actually pulled that data for them because I wanted them to know what it looked like for a house that's on a little acreage and what the stats were. And it was 38% were getting under contract within the first 7 days. So that's pretty strong. And we had 43% getting under contract within the first 2 weeks. So that's, again, a fairly good number, not as good as a 7-day number.
Right.
But we had the number of showings in September were actually 8.4. So within 10 miles of their house for that type of home, right? So single family, detached, not a manufactured, not a condo. So they were getting 8.4 showings in the month of September. So not terrible. It's actually a little better than Snohomish County in general. So I would venture to say that South Snohomish County is probably a little stronger than North Snohomish County. So much the same way as King has some stronger areas. Snohomish does as well. But it also took an average of 19 showings to get pending. So that's a little terrifying when you're only talking about 8.4 showings per month. That can take you a couple months.
It's basically you do that math, it is a couple months.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
then if you superimpose those 2 months onto the time is money buckets.
That's right. So you get down into that 30 to 60 days and it's devastating. If you get over that 60 days, it's good night.
It's sort of a mushy period of the market a little bit, and it does seem to be strengthening a little bit with these rates coming down, but still.
I think that people that have already dropped price are going to see a little bit more activity. I know that's been the case with my listing up here in South Snohomish County. The one in Auburn is, we're getting showings trickle in. I think it's a tough price point for Auburn, and I think it's really tough. I don't think there's a lot of buyers that are seeking riverfront, and I think if there are buyers seeking riverfront, they disappear fairly quickly. So I was expecting that we would be off market within 2 weeks. So, that was what I was expecting. We ended up dropping price over 5%, so we could come on as a new listing after we've been on the market for 2 weeks at $750, which was a really good price for a riverfront, but you have to want that for there to be value there. So it has to be, a fisherman or somebody that really values having the sound of the river in the backyard while they sleep, and not have safety concerns, right? I mean, it does have a fenced yard, but people with families and stuff are going to think twice about living along a river or any kind of water source, right? A lake or anything. So, it's not as broadly appealing as, somebody might think. So as opposed to just a view, then everybody can enjoy just a view. Right. But when you actually have waterfront, there are other considerations to make for families, especially. Right. So, because it is very quick. It's a very quick moving river.
It's a beautiful home. Beautiful home.
It's a beautiful home. And it's located across the river from an island, an uninhabited island. And so it's got complete privacy. There are times of the year when that island is actually submerged. And you can see the water from inside the house. So it's just not right now because the river is, seasonably low. Right? Because we really haven't had a lot of rain yet. And hopefully it remains low by the time we get an offer, because we're hoping for an offer soon.
This weekend is going to be the trick right there. This weekend.
This weekend would be fantastic. And guys, we got treats and water down at my listing there in Auburn. So go see it. Anyway, well, thank you, Dan.
Thank you very much. And boy, you brought some great stats this week. And good luck this weekend on your open houses.
Thank you. Yeah, I've got a Windermere agent doing it down there for me.
Oh, good.
I do. Did I tell you
Yeah.
that?
No.
No, yeah. No, I put out an all call to the agents at the Auburn office, Windermere office, and
Oh,
I had an agent reach out, and he's a Windermere guy, Gabriel, and he wanted to hold it open. So I said sure, and quizzed him a little bit, and he seems like he's a knowledgeable
good. Good.
guy,
Well, I know
and
I
gave him
you
some
you picked up
background.
you picked out the right person because I know Gabriel, and did you know that his
You do
nickname is
not.
Lucky? I do. His nickname is
You,
Lucky.
you're kidding. You really
I,
know him?
no,
You're totally buffaloing me. Oh my God. He totally punked me, guys. Can you believe he did that?
I couldn't help it. What can I tell
He
you?
punked me. You know,
Uh,
I'll fall for that shit all day long, you guys. You can tell me something like that, I'm gonna believe you.
well, anyways, on
All
that
right,
note,
Dan. What do you think? Can I go get a drink?
I think we're going to get a drink. Yes.
I think the agent just now acknowledged the fact that I sent him a counter offer, and I don't even know how long ago that was now. It was more than an hour ago. So do I think that we're going to get a response tonight? Probably not. And I'm like, drag your feet because maybe another offer will show up. I'm sure he's not watching.
It's only 5:45, so there's time.
It's only 5:45. Oh my gosh. Well, fingers crossed we get this one put together. Like to see my clients happy. All right, Dan.
All right, Kat.
We'll
Thanks.
see you later. Thanks for joining, guys. We do this once a week, usually on Monday, and then it winds up being on Thursday, Friday. Sorry. Bye. Okay, here we go. Signing off.